Gothenburg, Sweden. We're still orchid growing, aside from a few exceptions. Yeah, growing cabinet. Yeah. Out there for now, civilians only. Well, I think it looks like it's going to be Cattleya time this time around. I need to address this shelf. Yeah, okay, so let's bring it out from here. You really need to. Oh shit! You really need to know how to do it. A whole bunch of orchids, Cattleya orchids on this tree. Some very tall, some not so tall, more dense and shorter. This one is a Brassavola, almost a Cattleya, David Sander. Showed you that guy not long ago. New growth coming there. Likes it a whole lot better and a little bit more moist setup than being mounted. So it's freshly repotted, yeah. So I shall not do anything with her. She needs to be, or he needs to be established. I even put a stick over the rhizome to keep it in place. It was quite wobbly, quite short root system, but not bad root system. I'm quite pleased with this orchid. This hybrid. He's got lovely blooms, beautiful blooms. This won't prevent me from spraying it with my orange oil solution, as I do with all of my orchids in this series. If you didn't see it before, here it is. Got it from Cattleya UPDATES in Germany. Thrips and mealybugs and loads of other stuff. And I think it's doing its job after what I've seen this far. But you need to be really, really consistent with spraying once a week for a couple of weeks' time. Not only once. That's not enough. So, as I said, you need to be consistent if you want to get rid of pests. Yes? And 1.5 months later, David Sander. Yeah, it's not growing fast, but it's not doing bad either. It's not losing any more leaves, at least, as it did in the cabinet before I repotted it. So, it was due to a lack of humidity, yes, lack of water. Now he's doing better. And his new growth, well, it's not growing fast, is it? It's a quite slow grow with this guy. I never had this orchid, this type of orchid before, really. No, yeah. Not this one, at least. So, now I know. But, at least he's doing better, and that's the main part. That's done. Here's another one. I think this is the perfect time to do the updates on him. It's been a while since I got him, so I bet you wonder what they look like. Whoa. Yeah. This one is a Laelia. I got it in October 22 from Lucke in Germany. I repotted it, yeah, the very same date. So it should be about time, a good time to repot it. Look. To quite good new growth. This one, yeah, it's amazing. Look. Laelia Lobata, variation Concolor, times Jennie, times self. It's crossed back and with the self. So, it's time to repot. I think it's going to be quite easy to, or maybe not, to get it out from the pot, since it's been watered yesterday. The thing with clay pots is that you rarely get them out without destroying 1-2 roots. But if you're lucky, if you added on a fair amount of moss around it when you repotted it, it won't be a problem. This one is a extremely vigorous plant, so I am not so worried that this one won't cope with this treatment. Yeah, look, just a little bit, teeny weeny bit from, no, not even that, no roots sticking to the sides at all. Only damaged this one a teeny weeny bit, yes. Well, it's all clogged up. Its root system looks alright. Nothing dead. All it needs is a little bit larger pot. Yes. In order not to set back this orchid far too much. This is a very, very desired one. This Lobata. Yes. Here comes my dog. I can hear him breathing. Yeah, this one is a very desirable one. I will not tangle up all of this root system here. Yeah, I can divide it. Maybe I could. But then I would need to tangle up the root system. I will need to upsize the pot a bit, upgrade it to a larger size. Yes, this is a more suitable pot for it. See, but it won't last. So maybe I need to tangle it up after all. I didn't want to do. They're quite sensitive to having the roots disturbed, these Cattleyas. But what I could do is to remove this part of the orchid and sell it. Yeah, that I can do. But I won't have to upsize the pot. I can save space. Yes. Here. This won't hurt the Cattleya itself if I divide it here. It's close to that one, so this one won't split. Good cut, you can see. No fusarium. So I can sell this piece with a good conscience on the market. Yes. We're going to attend to Gothenburg Botanical Gardens gardening amateur market. So very soon. So this is going to be a good piece to sell. Yes. So I'm going to add into a little plastic pot. Still got roots, quite viable roots, even. So it's alright. It's a good little division. Maybe I should have gotten this one as well, but it doesn't matter. Next time I will. So goodly good. Now I am able to rinse the whole root system. Yes. Nah, I really do think that would be wise to keep it in a bit larger pot. Won't hurt. It's got a good root system, a very good root system, and it's going to grow on. I'm going to get a shed load of new roots here. So yeah, and my regular stuff. I'm going to repot it with medium grade bark, and in this case, ready mix bark even. A bit of spag, a bit of same setup as she was sitting in before. As I'm keeping my orchids in clay pots, many of them, they grow so well in clay pots, in this kind of setup. So yeah, I choose to every time almost use the very same method. Maybe that's boring after a while, but it works. It works very well. So I'm not going to change a winning concept just because, alright? Some perlite. Well, quite a lot of perlite. And charcoal. Yes. It's got a good bunch of roots, so they will use up all the moisture, especially in a clay pot. So it's quite difficult to overwater it in a clay pot. As you saw, it liked it. No dead roots. It's breathing. This part is breathing. Yes. It's a very, very nice method to grow in clay pots, especially when growing in a greenhouse as such. Yes. A little bit more humidity around it. You can simply pour in a bit of water whenever you feel like it, walking past the orchid. See what I mean? Anyways, that orchid's done. Very right moment, right period for her to be repotted. I don't have any doubts that this won't work. For us, for him, the Lobata. No worries and doubts that it won't work. Right? It's a beautiful orchid. More of these out for sale. This one has been growing on fiercely, really, really fast. Look, it provides very, very nice Cattleya orchids. Although bare-rooted, freshly imported from Brazil in many cases. So you'll get them without roots, but it will make them stronger. Well, look at her. Look at my little Jennie. Now, 1.5 months later on, an update, so to speak. This one turned out to be a very good growth. And it's not finished yet. Nice set of roots down there. Look at them. Yes. Both new growth are growing on well. Yes. Can you imagine, guys? I thought this orchid was a small orchid when I got it. Well, I cannot say that anymore about it. It's a beautiful plant. Wait till you see it bloom for us. We're getting there. We're really getting there. And here now, patience is a virtue, isn't it? Yeah, this leaves us with something not so funny, but who knows? Look, this is a disaster. This is not what you're after in your Cattleya growing. It just happened. Oh, I was so happy. It's first sheath ever produced in my care. This beautiful species Cattleya Triniae. I thought that one would be a larger Cattleya, but the Triniae wasn't seen that way. Strange. Carries very, very large flowers. I got it almost 2 years ago as a 12-month flowering size Cattleya for €18 from Orchids and More, one of my favorite orchid nurseries out there. Yeah. And I repotted it about 2 years ago when I got it, yeah. So, it should be flowering size, but yeah, you can see, it's got plenty of old sheath. So, maybe it's time now. But that was a pity. But, you know, Cattleyas, when something's not working, they try to survive at any cost. Look, a good new growth on that little thingy. Poor old growth. That one yeah, I didn't expect. That one. Yeah, let's see. We need to get her out of this crappy stuff. I do not want any rodening going on inside my collection. Very easy. No roots sticking to this. Yeah, look. Immediately underneath there. One growth dies. Yeah, it will very, very soon be replaced with another one. That also goes for if you break a flower spike. Or you knock off a bloom or such. Well, the orchid haven't had any time to be pollinated. It needs to survive. Then it will faster create another one. So, what do I have? Yeah, smells okay, but there's a whole bunch of moss in there. I did a softie, and that's why it's rodening. I can bet my... Anyways, I can bet on it. Yeah. I think this is one of the only ones that's been treated differently. So, there's a rodening moss Yeah, I think it's the main cause of this. Black rot, though. Well, get rid of the shit, and it's going to be a great orchid. I might just get rid of it, yeah? I'm going to clean her off. Not so bad. After all. Oh, I know. I checked, really. But there will be new ones, so coming along with the new root system. So I'm not worried about this one either. I think this one is going to do better. It's a new fresh medium. Instead of that decomposed stuff, which I didn't know it was sitting in. Yeah, my notes said so, but I didn't remember. So I'm not checking my notes every week. It happens very, very randomly. But it's a good thing I do have them. My folder. Still, so I can keep track on what's going on and what's not going on. And what about that one? Yeah, you can see already. Doesn't matter if that one virtually died on us. You can still produce another one, so you shouldn't take it off here just because it looks nasty. Behind the sheath, you might hide something good. So, but I would like to add on a bit of cinnamon to seal the wound here and dry it out so it won't continue to rot away that one as well. A little eye. Yes. And hopefully this one will develop nicely and correct. But well, might never know. Some liquid gets to it here, there will be hardening. Could be. Since it seems to be quite prone. But I won't upsize the pot. Yes. And a little growth there, but it won't be a good one. You can tell. So we're going to focus on that part of the orchid, really. Yes. We'll leave space for that one. On this blend again. Yes. So I'm not going to put her in a far too heavy pot, because the water will remain there for longer and the hardening process might start all over. Yes. She hasn't bloomed before. She had 12 months 1 year ago, so it should be flowering size by now. So I'm not surprised that I see a sheath. That we need to make the sheath produce something. Well, a lot of my Cattleias on that shelf, I mean on the shelves I'm addressing, my series here, are actually unmatured ones. So do not be afraid if you see that they do not bloom. They're simply not mature enough for it. So it's not due to my care. Even though some might think so. Yeah. So I'll tell you now, so you know. Yes, I'm going to stake her up and make her look pretty again. So yeah, she's been having some problems in the past, I can tell. Somebody chopped off her leaves here and stuff, so maybe she's quite prone to hardening. Might not be the best of plants I received, but well, she's still alive after 2 years, so that's promising anyway. So yeah. Well, 1.5 months later for the Triniae as well. At least she's alive, still alive. Yeah, that was really my goal. So if there's anything else happening of a good kind, well, it's just a bonus. But you can see it's very, very thin there. And if some water gets stuck down there in between the sheath, that growth might easily rot for us as well. So better be very, very careful with watering when I'm watering now. and don't get this lot wet. Need to be very careful, but it looks more promising. It's more green than the other ones, so this growth is better, but I wouldn't bet on it making it, but we'll see. It's a very, very weak plant, but anyways, it is what it is, but it's still alive, and that's the main thing. I have a couple of more. We're not going to repot them together or such. We can look at the roots, or we can do stuff like that, but you see how I care for them and how I repot them. That's just sitting in similar type of medium. Yeah, this one is stop picking. I love to pick. See what's under. It's always very exciting. Yeah, this is a very, very well. It's been growing on nicely. It is BC George King Serendipity in October 22, so 1.5 years ago. Can look at. Yeah, reported on the same date. It arrived. It's a beautiful pink colored flowered one. Yes. But doesn't really need to be repotted right now. Could use a bit of space to the back, to the front side, but we do not need to upgrade the pot. Alright, what can we do? Still try to get her out, or him. King Serendipity, poor one. No. Yes. And get rid of some stuff to the back side. I'm going to make a soft repotting on him. That one I do not think we need, but, well, doesn't matter. It's alright. Which means I'm going to keep the roots as they are. Now, we've got a shed load of good space to the front without disturbing the roots all too much. So, 2 new growth coming. It's a vigorous little, quite not so little orchid anymore. Yes. Some good space now, without any major effort. So it's quite alright, I think. Alright. That was a beautiful one. Yes. This hybrid. So they're slowly outgrowing the shelf. Yeah, shelf is getting a little bit too narrow between the shelves. So I need to do something about it, at least on 2 of them or such. But I think we got some spare space, which I'm not using, which can be used for orchids. So that can be reality when they cannot fit anymore. So I love the light they're sitting under. Yes. That LED tube is the very best one I've ever purchased. Yes. Look at her. This new one is amazing. Well, better watch out for thrips now when the thrip season is here. Trying to get to me and my apartment. Yeah, look, already starting on its roots. Some Cattleyas do that, and others do not. So they're quite different on how and when they create the new roots. So 1.5 month later update on the George King Serendipity. What do we have? New growth coming again. So actually 2 new growth this season. Roots are forming. And, yeah, what do we see? Some more roots and yet another new growth. Still quite plump. So, good results. I'm pleased. Yes. So, next one up. Also a looker orchid. Ah, this is a species Cattleya. Yeah, from the very same order as almost all the rest of the orchids on this tray, October 22. So 1.5 years ago. 2 years to flowering size, €17. So still has got about 6 months to until it reached flowering size. Well, we're getting there, we're getting there. No teeth, but they are now good sized ones. And this one is a real species, a really, really lovely Cattleya. Quite sloping flowers. They look a little bit sad, but it's very, very characteristic for this species. It's Cattlianthe, also known as the Cadbury color. But who would have thought that I would have ever get a specimen looking like this? I'm very, very happy for it. But well, could use a one size up. I think we're gonna give it to her. This little bit higher one, perfect for things like fragmipediums. Now let's just bend her out, so to speak. Grab a good pseudobulb and do not destroy this one. Yeah, so preferably to the middle and lift her up. Yeah, all right. It's going to be a softie on her as well. It wasn't so bad. It's quite high, the whole lot here, so might as well just stick her down there. It's a flimsy little new growth in a way. Maybe we can remove a bit of this so we can press her even better to the back side here. Yes. Yeah, not so bad. Leaves a bit of room for stuff to be growing on, like this one and this flimsy one. Yeah. Now, it's a bit tighter, a bit more narrow plant, and I will have room for something else next to it. Such. And I would like to get rid of the happy sap. Yes, you can see here. Attracts the pollinators and pests as well. So, Cadbury color, somewhat repotted. Looks like a good specimen plant. This is only due to the fact that it's got pink in it, yeah, and it's the color of the flowers, and it's been receiving a bit too much light. Yes, so nothing bad, not at all. And the Cattlianthe 1.5 months later looks like this. It's also in growing stage, as for almost everything else Cattleya wise in this apartment. My growing area. Look, a bunch of new roots forming. That's great. Needed, I believe. Yes. And yeah, a little new growth. Maybe not the best of growth, but still, it's okay. It's an okay growth. So these roots are gonna stabilize this orchid. She will be even better. Look even better. The flimsiness is it's no longer there. So maybe she's gotten what she needed. Satisfied, well satisfied with that repotting. And next one up, yeah, is Cattlianthe, Doris and Byron, Christmas Rose. But in October 22, from Orchid Garden in Poland. Did a soft repotting on her, and now she's outgrowing her pot. So let's see what her roots looks like. So yeah, I scratched off a bit here so we can give her room, and you can see I did a soft repotting on her when I got her, yes. Which means that I kept the old medium. I scratched off most part of it, but I do not feel like cleaning off the whole root system. It will set the orchid back when she's, I mean, finally starting to create good pseudobulbs. The good chance on creating blooms, yes. I wouldn't want to disturb her too much at this point. So either the blooms or, yeah, or what. So it's going to stay intact in her old pot. So now she's got plenty of room to grow on here as well. Yeah, and the rest, you know the drill. And spray her and such. That's how I prepare her for the summer season. I'm going to add a bit of spag, a little bit more than I normally do, to the mixture. I think she needs it, obviously. Yeah, an interesting plant. I'm starting to like small Cattleyas as well. I love all of the Cattleyas there is up there, so, well, can't say anything, no. So, that will be it, guys. This tray. I'll be back with another tray some other day. Yay! A good rhyme. Right, and stake this beauty up and spray her. Will be fine. Yeah. Right, and the Cattlianthe Doris and Byron Christmas Rose. I would have wanted to show you guys a couple of blooms, but still, there's not a bad progress. Something coming down there, and something else forming there, and a couple of roots. It's a foundation of an orchid doing well. Roots. So it's more important than forming buds for the time being, at least for the time being, but her newest growth are more sturdy, not so papery like. They are no longer that way. They are firm, lovely. So overall, it's a lot healthier orchid than the one I showed you guys 1.5 months ago. Who would have thought? With all that fussing about with roots and all. So, well pleased again with the results. Thank you guys for watching. Give it a like, share, subscribe, and stuff. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Take care. Talk to you soon.